India Today has accessed an exclusive report that reveals farmers' protests created COVID hotspots. Several Kisan Mahapanchayats and Andolans in Punjab and Haryana led to a spike in coronavirus cases. The second wave is raging on. It's claimed several lives, but farmers continue their protests. We bring you an India Today exclusive report.
200 days. That's how long the farmers' protest has been raging on. And despite a deadly COVID second wave, the protesters are in no mood to relent. Now, a report accessed exclusively by India Today reveals that the farm stir created COVID hotspots. Kisan Mahapanchayats and Andolans that were held across the states of Punjab and Haryana led to a huge spike in coronavirus cases. Punjab's Bhundar village has been sending a batch of 6 farmers every week to the capital's borders to protest against the 3 farm laws. The village has now been declared a containment zone, with over 138 farmers found to be COVID positive and 6 deaths being reported within a week. There are a dozen such villages including Fapre Bhaika, Joga and Lohgarh that have also been declared containment zones. The story is no different in Haryana. A state government report on COVID infections in villages accessed by India Today found over 804 deaths in 22 Rohtak villages, which are located within 100 kilometers from 3 protest sites. Over 45 villages have been declared containment zones in Haryana.
किसानों से अपील की जा रही थी कि आप बॉर्डर्स पर बैठे हैं, वैक्सीनेशन करा लीजिए, हरियाणा सरकार आपकी मदद करेगी।
सब बातें तो हमारी अपनी है प्रदेश की, लेकिन जो केंद्रीय नेताओं से मेरी बातचीत हुई है इस संदर्भ में सारे विषयों की जानकारी उनको दी है और इससे सारी बातों को तो एक प्रकार से अवगत कराया गया उनको और सब धैर्य रख करके हम आगे बढ़ेंगे।
10 Haryana villages have witnessed over 239 mysterious deaths in 2 weeks. These villages are located in Hisar, Rohtak, Sonipat, Bhiwani and Jhajjar districts.
जहाँ तक हमारे ज़िले की बात है तो हमारे कोबली एरिया का जो बुराई एरिया है इसमें भी केसेस बढ़े हैं और बाकी जो हमारा गन्नौर और कोहना का एरिया था इनमें भी केसेस थे। वैक्सीनेशन वहाँ पे स्टार्ट की गई है तो अभी 2200 के आसपास वहाँ पे वैक्सीनेशन तो कराई। जहाँ कहीं भी मिक्सिंग है वहाँ डेफिनेटली ये तो है कि वहाँ केसेस बढ़ते ही बढ़ते हैं, बिल्कुल बढ़ते हैं।
At the Tikri border, 2 protesters have already died due to COVID-19. Bharatiya Kisan Union Chief Jogendra Singh Ugrahan himself tested positive in March. Several protesters are symptomatic but are refusing to get tested.
डेड बॉडी आई थी बलबीर सिंह सन ऑफ मक्खन सिंह, कुंडली फार्मा एजुकेशन साइट से आई थी, कल रात को आई थी। पुलिस की रिक्वेस्ट थी कि उसका कोविड-19 टेस्ट किया जाए तो वो रैपिड एंटीजन टेस्ट में बॉडी पॉजिटिव आई है।
हमारे 400 के करीब किसान उनकी डेथ हो चुकी है, सभी का आज तक पोस्टमार्टम हुआ है, किसी का कोरोना पॉजिटिव नहीं आया और अब सरकार का एक षड्यंत्र है, सरकार की एक चाल है, किसान को बुखार हुआ ही नहीं तो पुलिस क्यों लिख रही है कि इसको बुखार है 2 दिन से और जानबूझकर ये लिखने के बाद जहाँ पे उसका मतलब कोविड टेस्ट करवाया, जानबूझकर उसका कोविड को पॉजिटिव की रिपोर्ट दी गई सिर्फ आंदोलन को बदनाम करने के लिए।
Besides the crowds at the Delhi border protest sites, over 15 major Kisan rallies, Mahapanchayats and political rallies also contributed to COVID surge. Protesters and farm union leaders fear that the stir will lose its steam if it's called off. But can it continue at the cost of rising infections and deaths due to coronavirus? With Manjeet Sehgal, Bureau Report, India Today.
And farmer union leader Rakesh Tiket remains defiant. Rakesh Tiket says farmers will not end their protests until farm laws are taken back by the centre.
धरने नहीं खत्म होंगे ऐसे एलिगेशन से। यहाँ पे कोई वायरस है, एक बुखार है, तेज बुखार चढ़ता है, एक बीमारी है, लोगों की डेथ हो रही तो उसका इलाज तलाश करो, इलाज। ये धरने नहीं खत्म होंगे, ये गलत फहमी सरकार अपने दिमाग में से निकाल दे कि धरने हट जाएंगे, धरने नहीं हटेंगे यहाँ से। जब तक 3 कानून वापसी नहीं होंगे, एमएसपी पे कानून नहीं होगा तो धरने नहीं खत्म होंगे।
Let's also listen in to political reactions that are coming in.
The best way to end the agitation will be that government of India should accept their demands. COVID is everywhere. Numbers are not less in Punjab even. even in remote villages of Punjab, there are a large number of COVID cases. Death rate is already highest in the state of Punjab. So why they are blaming the borders only, Tikri border and other borders? If the government of India is so concerned, why don't they end this agitation by accepting their demands?
Shifting focus to the other big story we're tracking here on India Today, Toolkit politics has now escalated. Congress party wrote to Twitter asking it to suspend the account of BJP leader Sambit Patra for allegedly spreading misinformation on the microblogging website. Now, Twitter has flagged the Toolkit expose tweet of the BJP leader Sambit Patra as manipulated media. Sambit Patra had on the 18th of May released a toolkit on social media and claimed this was a Congress party toolkit. He had claimed that the document was proof that the Congress party was attempting to tarnish India's image and the image of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the pandemic. Congress filed a legal complaint saying it was a forged document that Sambit Patra had put out. The BJP stuck to its guns and said it's a toolkit that was drafted by the Congress party research cell to politicize the pandemic. Let's quickly cut across and listen in to Congress party leader Pawan Kheda, his reaction on Twitter flagging Sambit Patra's tweet as manipulated media.
These are not times for people in politics to be happy about these things. What we are sad about is that in the middle of a health pandemic, the ruling party is indulging into fakery, into forgery, instead of addressing the grievances, instead of addressing the problems of the people across the country. This is what the ruling party, the entire cabinet was found indulging into. That's what saddens me. We will ensure that the law takes its course and the guilty are punished under the law. This is not pardonable at all. We are all involved in relief operations across the country.
Now, unlike Facebook that relies on reports by independent fact checkers to automate the filtration of content, Twitter's manipulated media policy depends on feedback and complaint. Twitter claims it uses its own technology as well as third-party resources to figure out if a media input is manipulated. Twitter's actions against content depends on the level and counts of violation. For example, Twitter has not taken down or disabled the sharing option of Sambit Patra's tweet. That means while Twitter feels that the contents of the tweet are manipulated, it does not consider it to impact public safety. I quickly want to cut across to India Today's Anand Patel. Anand, take us through. We heard what Pawan Kheda had to say, but what does the Congress intend to do now that Sambit Patra's tweet has been declared as manipulated media by Twitter?
Well, so far what we've picked up from the Congress sources is that this action which has been initiated by the Twitter Inc. At their California headquarters is just the initial action against Sambit Patra's Twitter handle. The particular post has been flagged as a manipulated media. Now, this particular post is under further investigation by the Twitter, undertaken by its professionals who look into the cases of manipulation and fabrication of content. So that process is still on. What we are being told is that once that process is completed, then only the Twitter Inc. will intimate the Congress leaders who have filed a complaint with them about what is the final outcome of their complaint. So this is just the initial stage of the action which has been taken by Twitter against Sambit Patra, because the Congress party has demanded that not only it is being fabricated, but it is going to cause general harm to the public, because this is misinformation as part of the BJP to tarnish the image of the Congress party. So they had requested that these Twitter handles, that including JP Nadda, Smriti Irani, BL Santosh, leaders of the BJP who had tweeted further Sambit Patra's tweet to say that the Congress party has put out this document to tarnish the image of the Modi government with the help of foreign media. The Congress party has also given 2 complaints, what we know of, one with the Delhi Police Commissioner and also the other with the SHO Tughlaq Road Police Station, which is done by the Youth Congress. So both these police complaints are also there. The Congress party lawyers are following it up, and they are hoping that some sort of action is being taken here in Delhi as well against these leaders who propagated this false document.
Anand Patel for the moment. Many thanks. Vaccine shortages continue to cripple the national capital's battle against coronavirus. There will be no vaccination for 18 and above today or today onwards because of a shortage of vaccines in the national capital. Aam Aadmi Party MLA Atishi during a briefing said that out of 8,17,000 doses received for inoculating 18 plus, nearly 7,50,000 have already been used, and that's not all. For the 45 and above category, Delhi government says they only have Covaxin, which will last them the next 48 hours, and Covishield that will last them 9 days. Due to this, vaccination has stopped for 18 plus. So far, 49 lakh doses have been administered in the national capital. Out of that, 77,564 were administered in the past 24 hours.
वैक्सीन दिल्ली के अंदर देखिएगा 44 ईयर्स तक 18 से 44 तक की कोवैक्सीन तो कई दिन पहले खत्म हो गई थी, कोविशील्ड भी खत्म हो रही है, कई सारे सेंटर आज से बंद हो रहे हैं।
केंद्र ने जो शेड्यूल दिया था 15 दिन का, वो आप लोगों को मिला है कितने?
शेड्यूल के अंदर तो बहुत थोड़ी सी है ना, मतलब वो वैक्सीन जितनी देते हैं आप एक महीने के अंदर उतनी तो 4 से 5 दिन की वैक्सीन है वो।
ये वही लोग हैं जिन्होंने इस वैक्सीनेशन पे बहुत बड़ी बड़ी राजनीति करी थी शुरुआत में, आपको याद है? इन्होंने कहा था कि क्या प्रूफ है इस वैक्सीनेशन का, प्रधानमंत्री जी को लेनी चाहिए सबसे पहला शॉट। उसके बाद ये वही लोग हैं जिन्होंने इस वैक्सीनेशन को कूड़ेदान में डाला था, वेस्ट किया था। और ये वही लोग हैं, पहले ये तो बताइए कि आपने कितना ऑर्डर किया है, और अगर ऑर्डर किया तो उसकी कॉपी तो दीजिए। और हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी ने तो ये बात करी दी है कि दिसंबर तक 200 करोड़ वैक्सीनेशन होंगी, इस देश की पूरी जनता को वैक्सीनेट हो जाएगी। और ये एक हिस्टोरिक चीज़ है। अगर आप 130 करोड़ लोगों को वैक्सीनेट कर पाएंगे ना, तो इससे बड़ी चीज़ नहीं हो सकती।
Amidst a crippling shortage of vaccines, efforts are on to ramp up vaccine production. The Bharat Immunological and Biological Corporation Limited will produce 1 crore Covaxin doses every month starting September at its plant at Bulandshahr. The production capacity will be increased to 2 crore doses per month in the coming times, but the Union Health Ministry has said it will provide 30 crore rupees to BJP-Congress for the production of Covaxin. We bring you a ground report from the vaccine manufacturing unit.
भारत सरकार और भारत बायोटेक कोवैक्सीन के निर्माण के लिए BJP-Congress के साथ फार्मूले का समझौता किया है, यानी कि कोवैक्सीन का फार्मूला इस कंपनी को दिया जाएगा और इसके जरिए जो वैक्सीन है उसके डोज तैयार किए जाएंगे, क्योंकि ये पहले से ही पोलियो की वैक्सीन बनाती है और इसके पास एक तरीके का एक्सपर्टाइज है और वो आने वाले दिनों में ज्यादा डोज वैक्सीन की तैयार करेगी, जिससे कि कोरोना संक्रमण से निपटा जा सकेगा।
भारत सरकार ने जो हमको प्रोडक्शन करने के लिए टाइमलाइन दिया है, उसके हिसाब से हम सितंबर अक्टूबर में यहाँ प्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट कर देंगे और 10 मिलियन डोजेज, मतलब 1 करोड़ डोज हम हर महीने बनाएंगे, जो हमारा इनिशियल टारगेट है। उसको हम स्केल अप करेंगे और जितना अधिक से अधिक हो सकता है हम भारत सरकार की मदद करेंगे।
मोर देन 40 मिलियन डोजेज हम स्टोर कर सकते हैं कोरोना वैक्सीन की भी 2 से 8 डिग्री टेम्परेचर पर, और 100 मिलियन डोजेज कर सकते हैं हम ओपीवी की स्टोरेज सेम टाइम।
यानी कि अगर ज़्यादा प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है तो उसको स्टोरेज करने की क्षमता आप लोगों के पास काफ़ी है।
BJP-Congress के पास काफ़ी क्षमता है स्टोरेज की और कोल्ड चेन मेंटेन करने।
Thousands, literally thousands of COVIDians can be seen waiting in long queues at Krishnapatnam village in Andhra Pradesh's Nellore district. All these people in the images that you see are seeking a so-called miracle medicine given by a self-proclaimed Ayurvedic doctor at a village. For days, people have been lining up for this medicine that claims to offer a cure from COVID-19. In fact, some of them have come from neighboring states. The Andhra Pradesh Lokayukt has ordered an inquiry into the antecedents of the person administering the Ayurvedic concoction, B. Anandaya. He doesn't have any professional training in the field of medicine. Now, but because of these large crowds, the so-called medicine drive has finally been stopped.
Whoever gone for this vaccination, they need not use this. So generally, general study says above 45 years, this is useful. Whoever not gone for the vaccinations, because immunity power is so developing in this. So using general regular medicines, this can be used as an additional medicine. So we are just planning, and we are getting clearances from the AYUSH. Once the clearances are issued from the AYUSH, and there is a if they feel that there is no harm with these ingredients and all for the human life, so we will start distributing with the proper plan.
Only thing is the COVID protocol is not followed there. It may cause the explosion of the COVID disease. 5 types of medicines which he is dispersing to the persons. We collected those samples, the AYUSH people collected, and sent those samples to the AYUSH laboratory. After receiving the report whether they are safe to use or not, then the Honorable Collector, District Collector will take the decision how to disperse the medicine. Whether to disperse it or not also, the Collector has to take the decision.
In Karnataka's Gadag district, a temple's groundbreaking ceremony again saw old norms being violated. Villagers were present there in large numbers, as you can see in these images, even though there is a lockdown in place. Villagers did not care for rules or social distancing norms and also participated in games. No masks, no social distancing.